No, I guess the conversation is really about trying to understand sort of what happens when women lawyers enter the workforce and why don't we see them staying in positions and climbing, so to speak, because a lot of them, I think, just kind of either cut down hours or decide they don't want to make partner or whatever that may be. Yeah.
I think this goes back to a long history of kind of gender roles, misogyny, and expectations that women are thrust upon women. You know, if you took a heterosexual, just hypothetically speaking, a heterosexual married couple, both of them are attorneys, both of them are passionate, dedicated, hardworking trial attorneys. They get married, they decide to have a kid. Okay. 9 times out of 10, the person that is going to be assigned to stay home, take care of the kid, or be expected to stay home, take care of the kid is going to be the woman. Right. And if she goes back to work, you know, and she's now competing with the guy who either didn't have kids or his wife is at home working, staying with the kids, or his wife is taking care of all the home stuff, you know, they have the extra hours. And so the imbalance is really just kind of a microcosm of misogyny and gender roles that we have in our society. And you see it kind of trickling down into this place where women are finding it harder to compete, right? And so that absolutely exists, and you can see that. I mean, it's not just the legal field, you know.
No.
But it's but no, that's everywhere, 100%. And you know, I think about my friends that are lawyers that have kids, and one of my closest friends is an attorney with 4 kids at home and works at a high-powered law firm in Boston, and I know she's going to hear me saying this, you know, and is still busting it and doing everything that she can, and just killing the game, But she also has 4 kids, you know, and is going home and taking care of 4 kids, and that is a job, 4 jobs in and of itself. And you know, she is smarter, quicker, more talented than any man she could ever work for. But she will always have less time on her hands than they do, you know. And I think that law firms value that time commitment, you know, over ability, skill, passion, you know, and efficiency. So,
I mean, look, to try a case is a very, very demanding task, right? If you're going to say, I want to try 5, you know, cases a year, 10 cases a year, you know how much time needs to go into that. I mean, that's a workload, and you know exactly what needs to go, whether you're doing that because you want to compete with yourself or because there is a demand, like it's just very, very time consuming. So it's very, very interesting. I have had this discussion with women that are at the highest, that have achieved the highest levels of success in the space and don't see a ceiling necessarily. Like they feel they're very fierce and but it's also obvious that they have devoted their life to their career.
Yeah.
And it's what they want, and it's what they thrive at, and it's amazing. It's just, you know, it's just wanting to understand how can we pull in more women and place them with firms like the Haggard law firm that are creating the space and the platform, giving women a voice and highlighting them and making them feel like they truly do make a difference. They're needed. They're nurturing the compassionate, you know, side that we bring to the table is unique, and we can connect with people, I think, easier. So it's just wanting to sort of change that conversation and figure out how to make it easier for women to enter this workspace.
No, absolutely. And I think that it starts with, you know, expectations and what employers and you know, the heads of law firms are expecting of their women attorneys. And kind of like I was saying, you know, if the expectation is you have to work X hours, you know, or you have to be here 7 days a week, it's an unrealistic and untenable expectation. And immediately, you know, because of the society that we live in, right? women are going to have a harder time fitting that mold if they are married with children, you know, because more often than not, they're going to be the ones that are settled with, you know, taking care of the kids, with kind of taking, you know, managing the home and things like that. And so really, I mean, if you're talking about reshaping the mold, you know, it is about expanding the minds of the managing partners or the people that are running these places that, you know, I do think, to kind of put it in context, COVID may be helpful in a lot of ways, you know, because I think that in everything that COVID has changed, one thing that it really has changed for the better is the way that we work, you know, and where we work. I think that millions of people have proven that you can be as effective working from home, whether it's every day or, you know, in the mornings or, you know, after 12 o'clock, you know, as you are from the office, and that you do not have to be physically in this office present in order to work. Now, especially in the legal field, where it's not necessarily as collaborative if you're working at like a marketing firm or advertising firm, where I can imagine the collaboration and being kind of in the midst of the, you know, kind of a melting pot of ideas all the time is really crucial. In a lot of ways at the public defender's office, it was the same. It's a melting pot that you have to have all the time. But a lot of law firms, I think, are benefiting from the remote environment. And, you know, speaking from my understanding of my friends that are women attorneys that have families and kids that they're, you know, responsible for and taking care of, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. And I think it's kind of even that playing field a little bit, right? Because that idea of if you're not here, you're not working is a little bit outdated. It's kind of gone. It's kind of gone. And I think that for all of the terror and fear that COVID has brought to us, and there's certainly somebody more qualified that could speak to this, but I do tend to think that it has created somewhat of a more even playing field in terms of the you know, who's working where, when, hours, time, being in the office. That's very much, I think, a 2018 concept in a lot of ways.
Yeah.